Hi everybody and welcome to the Chuck and Lisa show from our living room. We are not at the remote camper site tonight. We're back in the home base. Everybody say hello, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. It's supposed to be hi, Lisa.
How you doing?
How you doing?
What are you wearing?
Wait, where's Smelly Cat?
Smelly Cat. And everybody say hello to the producer with the most. Producer. He's producing, yes.
He's full of
Mr.
produce.
Dershey. Hello, Dershey.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, Dershey.
Hello. How we doing tonight?
How you doing?
It's full of produce.
I am full of produce. I ate a whole bunch of strawberries and fresh mango for dinner.
There you go.
He's producing.
That's awesome. So everybody, welcome. We're glad that you joined us tonight. Hi, Coach. Thank you for joining us. Please give us a call. And if you want to call in, Mr. Dershey will give you the information. He'll tell you all about us. Mr. Dershey, you take the beginning and give us the show information so people can call in and join us.
Alrighty, well, yeah, if you want to join us, we have people out there watching us already. You can give us a call, area code 201-439-8092. If you're watching the show, it's on the screen right now on YouTube or at patriotjournalist.com/Chuck Nellis. You have to have a show ID. It is 820-07366. I just want to mention it's the same phone number and show ID every week. So if you write it down once, you got it forever.
Or put it in your phone.
Right. Or tattoo it to your arm. No, don't
or your
go
forehead.
that
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that. Somebody might do it.
No, don't do that.
But
you can use a Sharpie.
Once again, it's area code 201-439-8092. And the show ID is 820-07366.
It's a nice even number. For those of you who care about those things.
Crap. We're going to be doing that a lot tonight.
Yeah.
I'll give you some forewarned, folks. I've got a bit of an allergy thing going on.
Or an infection.
We went to the doctor today, yeah. We have infections, and we're taking...
Augmentin and prednisone.
Yeah.
Steroids! He's on steroids.
I'm here to pump me up.
You're on a one whole steroid.
I'm going to be pumped up by the end of the show.
I don't think that's how it works.
No. Anyway. So.
It's not locker.
Where do we want to start? We want to tell everybody where we can find each other, right?
Yep.
Sure.
Why don't you start, Chuck? Let us know where you can be found.
Okay.
He's in his chair.
I'm in my chair. You can always find me here. I'm here drooling right now. My nose is...
Do you need a tissue?
No, I got tissues right there.
Well, what?
Levitation. It's groovy.
Oh.
You can... She just threw the box of tissues at me. Thank you. I'll blow my nose on the air. That'll be pretty.
Blowing it in your hand and sticking it in your pocket.
We'll tell you about that in a little bit. There I am on the screen if you're watching us right now on either YouTube or Patriot Journalist. you could see my smiling face. Well, not nearly necessarily smiling face because I am a Sasquatch. Right, Lise?
Yep.
It's got that picture of me with those awesome gloves and the Sasquatch thing.
Yep.
You're not looking.
Oh. I've seen you before.
I know you were there. You took the picture.
I took the picture.
I know. So anyway, where's Chuck? There I am. Where can you find me? I am at most places. I'm the classic at Chuck Nellis, like I was in Twitterland when everybody in the world followed
Even
me.
Instagram, which you
a lot of people,
which
anyway.
you leave out.
I know. Oh, I forgot that too. Hey, Dersh, we got to add Instagram. I'm Chuck Nellis there too, as well. I believe
You are.
I am. I forgot about that one.
That's where all the cool kids
I am
go.
on so many sites right now. Here we go. You ready?
No.
This one's gonna hurt. On Gab, USA Life, MeWe, WG1WGA, Parler, Clout Hub, and Instagram, I am at Chuck Nellis. And on Facebook, that's the only one that one was already. Believe it or not, Chuck Nellis was already taken when I first joined. I couldn't believe it. So, and I have another private account that no one will find out about. It's
Where,
top
what?
secret.
Where,
My other
where?
Facebook account. The
Oh,
one-
I know about it.
I know you know about it, but nobody else.
Because you unfriended me there.
I did once. Damn liberals. Anyway.
And I said...
Wait.
Go.
Let's not get on the scroll hole yet. We're just starting.
You're no fun. But you knew this.
I am Chuck.Nellis.7 on Facebook. That's my political page. If you're not a conservative, don't go there.
What does the
Well, as a
7
matter of
stand
fact,
for?
if you're not a conservative, you probably don't want to go anywhere that I'm on. And Miss Lisa.
Lucky me.
Is Miss Lisa next, or are you next, Mr. Dershey?
Yeah, Lisa, go ahead and tell us where you're at. And where
I'm at.
where you're right. And where you belong.
No, you're not an
Where
English
you be
teacher.
at?
You're not an English teacher.
Where you be
Where
at?
am I at?
Where you be at?
I'm on Facebook, but you can't be my friend unless you're already my friend. I'm on Twitter still, at Louise.
That's
Go there if
hurtful,
you're
Lisa.
looking for Chuck.
You're invited.
You can be my friend.
Will you be my neighbor?
My husband today said, Dershey's on Facebook. I said, really? Why don't you friend him? But he's already my friend. I forgot.
For a long
literally
time, Chuck.
Well, I literally follow you on 8 sites now.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Is that about right?
Sometimes it's a little slow.
Oh, it's so much information I consume anymore. It's
Blame
like,
it on the Benadryl.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you could do that.
Blame
So
it on
anyway,
the
I have
I'll
a
blame it on the snot walker.
snot pocket.
Yeah, snot pocket.
I have
We'll get back to that.
I have a blog that I have not updated, which is Louise.blog.
You need to do this.
I need to do a lot of things.
You're a hell of a writer.
I have been busy.
I'm a hell of a writer. I got nothing
Anyway,
to say. I haven't done my blog in a year.
So yeah, Twitter, my blog, Vintage Velma, which is in development, and I also opened a Zazzle store today called Vintage Velma, but it only has a flamingo shirt on it right now. And
Cool.
that's
You're
about
going to
it.
get all that rolling. Once you
It's
do,
all
it'll be
yeah.
great.
It's all basically all the Vintage Velma stuff is all gonna get linked together.
That'll be great.
Yep. So now it's the Dershmeister's turn.
Hey, Lisa, before I go on,
Darcy!
you want me to add all those places to your little Find Lisa
Yes,
thing?
do that.
If you do, send me...
Oh yeah, I'll write it up.
Yeah, text me all that information and I'll add it for next time.
Okay, and I'm also Louise on Instagram.
Right. I forgot about that one, too.
Yeah.
All right, well,
And where can we find you, Mr.
As
Dershey?
you know, Chuck, you can find Behind This Microphone every Wednesday night at about 9:30 on the Chuck and Lisa Show. You can also find
And
me...
you're better than you deserve.
You got that right. Always been. And you can also find me most of the nights, most Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock on the right side of politics with you, Chuck. But on online, you can find me on Gab, USA.life, MeWe, WG1WGA, Parler, which I don't have up there, and Clout.
Oh right, I forgot. I have Parler too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Parler.
on
That
it's
sounds
on
weird.
yours, but I forgot to put it on.
Okay, good. You need to add it on yours.
Yeah, but
Yep.
as I talked to you about earlier today, Chuck, most of the time you're going to find me on Clout Hub. If you really want to get me, that's where I'm
Yep.
going to be. I check the other ones occasionally, but not very often. Clout Hub to me is going to be the next Twitter, and that's where I've been
I
focusing
got a
most
question
of my attention.
about that.
Yes.
Since you guys are on that a lot, how come? So I joined it, which was a mistake. But how come I just see everybody's post, like everybody that's there? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
don't-
that's just the way they designed it. I've talked
So
to.
then, what do you just selectively mute people?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
if I can.
really, because
Yeah, that's pretty much what you
No,
do.
I mean, I looked at it, and it's like, you have 1,605 notifications. I'm like, I know I want to read maybe 2 of those.
Right. Yeah, that's
fine.
basically the way I set it up. I've talked to him about that too, and other things. I mean, it's just I like Cloud Hub. I've gotten the most traction at Cloud Hub since leaving Twitter, and it does need some major overhaul as far as the interface is concerned. And as Chuck said,
Yeah, like, I really don't want to see any of that stuff.
right? As Chuck said, also they need a web based version, which they don't
Yes.
have yet. So.
Yes, I've got to have that on my laptop because the only way I can keep track of all these sites is that I'm looking at them one in a row. I'll have tabs up on the
I'm an
top.
old man, and I need it on my laptop and not on my phone.
I've always been a laptop user. I mean, back in the old days, desktop before the laptops had enough horsepower to justify.
I think they
it.
need a paper version. You just looked at me like you just looked at me.
How about note
What?
cards?
What the
Note
fuck?
cards.
What?
We'll just
What the fuck?
No, yeah,
we'll
the
just take
flip,
note
like the
cards
flip
and,
thing.
and mail them to each other. How about that?
Exactly. We could all be pen pals.
Smoke signals? What the heck?
You know, we're all pen
You're
pals.
so funny.
Anyway,
So, do we find you everywhere, Mr. Dershey? Is there
Yeah.
anywhere you're hidden?
I'm hidden in a
and
couple.
how are?
I'm hidden in a couple places, but I'm not telling
Yeah.
anybody where those are.
Yeah, the one we can't tell anyone. I know about the one, and that's top secret, and that's necessary to have for the good of humanity. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that one.
You know which one I'm talking about. And it's and by looking at it, you never know what it was.
It's got the kill switch.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got the kill. He has the social media kill switch.
Oh my.
Yeah.
What?
So anyway, we're gonna have some fun tonight, guys. We got some interesting topics. First of all, because the right side of politics did not happen last night because I was just in no condition to do anything. I was going through the whole chills and fever stuff and just feeling like crud. And my voice sounded far worse than it does tonight. Right, Lisa?
Right, Lisa.
And I didn't even talk as much then.
Wait a minute.
Because
Wait a minute.
that's-
Lisa's right. What happened?
I know.
Did you finally convert her, Chuck?
I'm working on it.
I'm gonna download that.
I'm gonna download that.
And I'm gonna save it.
You better. It's the
And
only
then
time
I'm
you're ever
then
gonna
I'm gonna write it on a piece of paper. Take a picture of it.
Put it on a note card and
With your
email it to
Polaroid?
everybody?
Yeah. With my Polaroid.
With the brownie.
With my Instamatic.
Yeah. with my Kodak brownie. Alright, so anyway, we didn't get to do the show last night because I was missing in action. So Dershey and I also do a little post show here. What do we call it? Lisa left, so we're all right.
Lisa's
That's
left,
what we
so
call
we're
the
all
little
right.
segment
Yes,
of the show.
that's it. Mhm.
Right. That's what we call the segment of the show. So even those folks of you who realize that we're not going to do politics for the first 45 minutes to hour and a half,
Unless we do it by accident.
unless we do it by accident, we get into it. After that, Dershey and I are going to talk about some other topics that are definitely ones that Lisa doesn't want to talk
And
about.
just remember, I thought up the name for that, so
She did.
they're not
It's really
making
cool.
fun of me.
Oh no, we're not making fun of her.
Nope.
I'm just glad that I left.
Hopefully we'll get
Well,
our.
we're not glad you left.
Hopefully we'll get our buddy Jerry to call in as well. He should be out there.
That's always good. We want everyone to call in. We want everybody to join us in the messaging. By the way, either on Patriot Journalist, which is awesome. Our buddy Coach is hanging out and they're listening to us tonight. We appreciate it, buddy. You can chat with us. You just sign into the chat room and come in there and talk and say anything you want. Or if you're listening to us on the YouTube link, which is posted on the right side in Patriot Journalist, and some of you I know do this, you can chat with us over on the right side there, too. So if anywhere you guys want to talk to us, it seems like you could reach us anywhere in the world. Come say hi. We do bite, but only on occasions. So anyway, you know what I'm talking about? So we're gonna start the show tonight talking about some really sad news, and they always seem to come in pairs or clumps or whatever. And we lost two of Hollywood's greats from the last generation, Doris Day and Tim Conway. As for me, Tim Conway just cracked me up so many times I can't even say. And Doris Day was just beautiful. I mean, just beautiful her whole life.
She was just pretty. She was a girl. She was pretty. She didn't do anything.
No. She was a tremendous actress.
She was a great actress. Absolutely.
She was
singer.
She was a hell of a spokesman for Chevrolet for a decade at least.
That was Dinah Shore, by the way.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought Doris
She's
Day.
dead too.
Doris Day didn't do it.
She's dead.
Yeah. But Doris Day was a really talented woman, and you know, she was just neat.
She was. Oh, I think she was also Rock Hudson's beard for a while.
Yeah, definitely for a long time.
But you know what? But you know what that meant? She wasn't getting any.
Well, she might have been.
Not from him.
Well, I know that.
Getting it in the end.
What?
What?
Stop it.
Nope, can't do it. Let him be prudent. So Tim Conway, if any of you know him, he was on McHale's Navy. He was on Carol Burnett, of course.
He was in those Disney movies that I didn't see, but they were.
Oh
funny.
yeah, did Disney movies. He did those Dorf.
The World According to Dorf.
The World According to Dorf, and he did all these golf things.
Golf with Dorf.
Golf with Dorf. They were hilarious. Those weren't they, Dershie?
Very much, yes.
He died.
The Golf with Dorf was amazing. That just
it was.
That cracked me up. I love that sentence.
It was just classic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the best. Doris Day was a great singer too,
yeah.
by the way. You didn't mention that.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, I mean she was diverse in every way. Tim Conway, he was pretty much straight comedy. I don't think I ever remember seeing him do much that wasn't funny. Do you?
Right. No.
No.
He did a couple. He did a couple of serious movies and they absolutely bombed.
I can see that. Wasn't he in one of the Volkswagen
Love Bug?
Love Bugs? Wasn't he in
No,
one of
that was what's this? Buddy Hackett.
Yeah, Buddy Hackett was always in those.
All those white guys look the same.
You're true. No, Tim Conway was just so multi-talented and those. So we lost two big people this week, and I just want to memorialize them a little bit.
The Apple Dumpling Gang. That's it.
Yeah, that was the one.
And
that was the one.
Yeah, love that. He was great in that.
I know. He was a big loss. I mean, our whole life he was on TV, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He started way back in the early 60s.
He was on the Steve Allen show?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He goes back to the 50s then.
Oh, McHale's Navy? He was fantastic in that.
Early 60s.
Yep. McHale's Navy was 64.
Honey, he didn't go on the...
Oh, Steve Allen was in the 60s?
What? Stop it.
Go ahead.
Steve Allen was, for a while, Tim Conway was on it in the 60s.
Ah, okay.
And he also had the Tim Conway show?
Yep. It was not.
I believe that.
It wasn't that great.
No.
Didn't last that long.
No. He's a character.
Like one season or so.
Yep, it is.
He was a fairly regular on the Ronan Martin Laugh-In show too, which I loved back then.
Right. I kind of
I love that show. That show was so much fun to watch every week.
All right, so here's a question. Of his two most famous Carol Burnett guys, did you like the old man or did you like Mr. Tudball better?
Oh wow, that's a tough call.
Because, like in my head, they're mixed together, but they're not.
Yeah, they're two distinct characters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I would have to say, I guess, Mr. Tugball, just because. Tudball.
Don't be dirty.
Mrs. Vegans, could you please come?
Oh, by the way, that wasn't Swedish. It was Romanian.
Was it really?
I love
always thought it was
It's
Swedish.
always helpful to have the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, well,
open.
there you go. She's doing her homework. So the world lost a great one there.
And also, I didn't know earlier this week or last week, the guy that used to do, oh my gosh, I can't think of it now. The wildlife,
the Ren and Stimpy dude,
the wildlife show.
Oh yeah,
he died as well.
Marlon Perkins? No, he's long dead.
He's been dead for 100 years.
I know he's been dead for 40 years.
Not the Jack guy, not the Marlon Perkins guy.
Oh,
the
Jack?
other guy.
Not
no,
Jack.
the other guy. You know him,
Jack's getting old too now.
Everybody is.
Oh, I can't believe I can't think of his name.
The guy that
Mutual
Ren and
Omaha
Stimpy.
Wild Kingdom.
Also.
The Mutual Omaha Wild Kingdom.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah, his name was Peter something or other. I don't
We
know.
are getting old. The sound you just heard was a beautiful, cold as can be, Yingling Lager beer.
Who also doesn't sponsor us yet.
And meanwhile, Lisa's pouring ice for her. What kind of sangria do you drink in case they want to sponsor us?
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Franzia, and one good thing that they do is they support Fisher House.
Oh, that's cool. That's McDonald's thing, right?
No.
Jim
Fisher
Fowler.
Oh,
Jim Fowler
That
from the
dude,
Mutual Omaha Wild Kingdom died.
oh yeah. Oh, Jim!
Oh, sorry, Fisher Foundation.
Yeah,
How old was he?
89.
Oh, wow, that's a good long
Oh
life.
my gosh, you say that.
If you make it to 89.
What's your cutoff?
Who's the one who died at 90-something last week? Oh, that was Doris. That was Doris.
Yeah.
She had a long life, 97 or something like that. That's
Okay.
an amazingly long life. Yes.
Would you like to hear this? You should buy this sangria because proud supporter of Fisher House Foundation, best known for a network of comfort homes where military and veterans families can stay at no cost. So it's like Ronald McDonald House only for veterans,
Oh,
not
right.
kids.
I love that.
So that's why
I
buy
support
this
everything.
wine.
Hey, yeah, buy that wine. And also, if you're going to go buy coffee, get online and go see Black Rifle Coffee Company. They're owned by veterans, they're run by veterans, and their coffee is kicked.
And then you'll have 1 million stickers.
And some are up there.
Oh,
She's
maybe
got a
that's what we
picture
should do. We should send people your extra stickers.
Oh, yeah.
You can sign them.
We can autograph
Black Rifle
Black
Coffee.
Rifle
Because
Coffee
they send you a
stickers.
sticker every time.
They do indeed.
There's only so many places we can stick them in our house.
I've got some suggestions.
If we were crazy like your sister, we could wallpaper the room with them.
No doubt, no doubt. I know what y'all do. Y'all put one in my mouth because every day each one of you has to say at least once.
Shut up, Chuck!
Shut up, Chuck.
There you go. I hear it all the time.
Sometimes I even have to say...
And they do have a valid point because I am known to talk a little bit.
This person on Twitter today said, ladies, if you talk nonstop all the time, please stop. It drives your husband crazy. I was like, wait. What about if it's the other way around?
Want to talk about me? That's funny.
Shut up.
Shut up.
So wait, what's the next part?
What?
We already talked about the dead people.
The next topic we were going to talk about was what was going to be a pretty interesting concert at a place that we really, really, really love.
Right.
Before we start cracking heads here.
We're not going to crack heads.
No, we're going to crack
No, we're not,
heads.
because I'm over that.
Well, the ADA thing,
Right.
that bothers me.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're going to talk about.
Right.
We're
I know.
not. Cracking other people's heads,
Yeah.
not cracking each other's heads.
No,
We already did that part.
No, we do that all the time.
Right.
No, we were going to go to this concert at Rockingham, this festival.
Part of a festival.
Called Epicenter at Epicenter.
No, it was called the Epicenter. It used to be. It sort of used to be Carolina Rebellion,
right,
which was pretty metal,
right,
and it had been going on for several years. So they wanted to, for various reasons, wanted to rename it. Wanted to have it back in Rockingham. They signed a 10-year contract. The lovely folks at Danny Wimmer Productions, that's Wimmer, didn't really have a lot of time to prepare for this, apparently. So I really don't know, but it was okay, so the first night the headliner was Korn, the second night the headliner was Tool and Judas Priest, and the third night the headliner was Foo Fighters. I was like, Foo Fighters? Really? Foo Fighters are going to be in Rockingham?
Yeah.
Really? Like,
and we love the Rock.
Right.
We've seen 2 races there.
And I was like, Foo Fighters, they're going to be in Rockingham. That's a no-brainer. Let's go.
Yep.
So we've spent a little bit too much money on the tickets.
Humbug.
Well, you said, listen,
I know.
There's a story. But you said, it's on Mother's Day. We can go do something that you want to go do.
Right.
It'll be fun. The weather will probably be good. It'll be
Boy,
fun.
were we wrong about that.
No, the weather was actually awesome on Sunday.
On
Sunday.
Mud.
That was the only
Everything
thing.
was
No,
mud
it wasn't
by
really. It wasn't really. You kept saying mud. Anyway.
Anyway.
So, they offered camping. About a week before the show, this thing pops up where they're selling people $1 tickets for all weekend.
Right.
Whereas a lot of the people had paid $400 or $500 for a wristband for all weekend.
Right.
So some people were a little upset about that, needless to say.
Yeah.
So they opened up the camping on Thursday.
Yep.
Apparently, they fully expected most of the campers to come on Thursday, to be there for the all-day Friday. That didn't happen. They didn't really ask people when they were coming, which, I mean, they didn't have to let them know, but so come Friday afternoon, it's a Friday afternoon on Route 1 in Rockingham, North Carolina, that only has one way in and one way out. So a lot of people didn't even make it to the show that night.
And I hate to add, but that has always been the rep
that's always been
for Rockingham for races.
Which is why they moved.
And if Rockingham ever wants to get racing back, they have but one thing to do. They need to add more lanes and add more access methods.
They are.
It's just
they
not
signed
working,
a 10-year
guys.
contract for this thing, so they're supposedly
they've
working on it.
Change the roads.
Well, that's part of it.
Remember what I was saying about if I were running for mayor there? I'd run on nothing but that. I'm going to fix Rockingham so that it's one of the capitals of NASCAR once more.
Right.
And we're going to invest money into it because we're going to get that money back in a big way.
Right.
And they will.
So we bought these tickets. I was assuming it would be inside the racetrack,
right,
which it wasn't. So anyway, so a lot of people got stuck Friday night. They didn't even get in to see the show. Some people just got mad and left, but some people finally got in. They made the mistake of the people that signed up, that got there first for camping. They filled it up from the back up. So if you got there early, you got the crappiest
spot.
Yeah.
That's just
So they did that. Anyway, there was a bunch of logistics problems that they hadn't either thought about or cared about, or there were multiple things. So come Saturday, people are finally getting in and everything, and everybody's really excited about Judas Priest and Tool. And then everybody's phones started going off with a tornado warning, not watch, but warning.
And they're looking at it.
And so they go, okay, everybody get out of the venue, go sit in your car,
right,
or your camper. Well,
Which
a lot
is
of
the right
the people,
thing to
a lot
do.
of the people didn't have a car or a camper because many people just got dropped off for the weekend.
In which case, you go sit in a ditch.
Apparently so. But the other problem was they weren't using the emergency exits. It was like one way out.
Hmm.
So if the tornado had come, it would have been really ugly.
Hmm.
So the weather comes, knocks down half the stage. The county that they're in, Richmond County, the authorities there say, you should really just cancel the rest of the night. So they did. So
So a lot of people really, who'd they miss?
Tool and Judas Priest,
Right.
which they were really excited about
And
Tool
for
because apparently,
metalheads, those are like,
well, this whole thing is heavily weighted
Right.
to the metal side. So they
so
just
this
canceled.
is like one of the biggest things.
So they just canceled. Like a lot of people, oh, Tool will be here the next morning. Well, like, no, they won't. They went home.
Yeah, no.
So come Sunday morning, I keep looking at the app all day long, looking at the app. The weather looks fine. And you're like, no, the weather looks bad. I'm like, no, actually.
Well, they kept calling for thunderstorms.
No,
still.
actually, it was supposed to skirt the whole area. So the weather's just looking nicer and nicer and nicer. Finally, they said, okay, we're having it. So we're just sitting here all day
Right.
long going, what should we do? We don't know if it's crowded, not crowded. I'm trying
Well,
to...
what was the thing about the ADA?
Well, I'm not there yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
So I'm trying to ask people on
I'm
Twitter.
jumping ahead in the story.
I'm trying to ask people on Twitter that are there, on Facebook that are there, like, what's it like? What are the crowds like? What's the traffic like? Should we come? Should we not come? Keep in mind we're about 110 miles from the place, so it's not. And Foo Fighters aren't playing till 9:30, 9:40,
Right.
so we didn't have to decide right away. So all day long we're going back and forth on this. Well, then I start hearing that because it was wet, they closed the ADA entrance, which was flat, and made everybody walk up a huge hill. And the parking was all spread out. Supposedly, a lot of people didn't even know where the ADA parking was. There were no shuttles or golf carts or anything. So
if you're going to put ADA shuttling
there was
way
no
out
shuttle.
in the outs,
There was no shuttle.
I mean, if you're going to put it way out in the outskirt, you've got to have shuttles. Because ADA means that people are handicapped.
Right. So that part, that's our premise for trying to get our money back on Sunday because we couldn't go because all day long you were like, I don't think I can do this.
I mean, the idea of me standing in a muddy field or
It
a
wasn't
wet,
muddy.
I know, but there's no way to sit down because they wouldn't allow you to have a chair.
Well, you could
can
have a
only
chair
have
if
a
you.
blanket.
Oh, you could have a chair if you bought into the VIP seating for extra money.
Right? Yeah. No.
So it turns out all these people during Foo Fighters not only played an extra hour, they were magnificent. The weather was magnificent. All these people are posting these pictures about how freaking awesome it was. And I'm just going, we spent all that money, but I think I have a legit concern about getting our money back because there was no ADA accommodations.
We decided not to go based on that.
Yeah.
I mean, we said, well, you know what? If I can't sit and I can't stand and I can't get into the place or
right,
out
what's
of the
the
place,
point? Right, what's the point?
how am I going to do it?
Right. So anyway,
sucked.
we
So
didn't
anyway,
go,
it
but
really
apparently it
bothers
was
me.
really awesome.
Yeah.
And the point of the story is Chuck should take me to Costa Rica to see them in October.
Yep, that's the moral of the story here.
Right?
Yeah. So do you think I had to take her to Costa Rica in when?
Wait, in October.
In
Oh
October?
wait, first of all, Dersh, have you been to Costa Rica? I'm sure you probably
He's been
have.
everywhere.
No, actually, boys, one of my top on my bucket list, though. I've been wanting to go there. I actually
Yeah,
had
there you go.
had a
Foo
former
Fighters, October. Tickets
Who
are
was it
cheap.
with?
had a
What?
former
Were they with them?
Caesar!
had a former student who owned a bed and breakfast there for about 5 years, and we never got down there to see her, and then now she's back in the States.
Yeah, you know what? That happens a lot. Like, I know somebody that retired down there, and she actually came back because she's like, sometimes I don't have electricity, and sometimes I don't have internet, and there's freaking nothing to do here.
Yeah, our student.
So she came back.
She came back because she got divorced from her husband who owned the B&B.
Well,
That
that would
that's
do it
why
too.
she came back. But yeah,
So yeah, So do you like Weezer?
yes. I
So
do.
if they're with Weezer, it's Weezer and Foo
I've
Fighters,
never been-
and the tickets are really cheap, and it's in a soccer stadium. How can you
And
not
I've never
go?
been to Costa Rica, so I mean that would be kind of cool. That would cover another continent.
Yeah.
I've been to Asia.
Yeah.
I'm going to
It's
Europe.
relatively safe.
Haven't been to South America.
Hey, look.
Well, that's Central America, right?
What is?
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Central, not
Yeah.
South. Yeah. What are you doing?
That's my other kid.
Lisa's. This is exactly what I said you do every time. You'll go look at the internet. You completely lose track of what we're doing.
We're talking about taking me to Costa Rica. I'm perfectly on point with this.
Yeah, what is it?
And Durst should go too because, like I said, it's Weezer, it's Foo Fighters, and it's in a soccer stadium.
That's right. Can he play soccer while he's watching?
I don't think so. But he might, maybe. They might not care. Anyway,
So, Dershi, something to ponder. We might do a live cast from Costa Rica.
That's on a
And
Friday.
we could do
It's
it.
a Friday night.
We could do a special show. Anyway,
I hear they don't have internet there.
or we could at least do some video and stuff.
Yeah, that.
That would be cool.
Anyway,
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, so the Epicenter concert didn't happen.
yeah. So a lot of
In
people
conclusion.
are a lot of people that stayed the whole weekend.
Yeah.
They're like, it was okay though because we made the people that go there are very nice. You know, like
Right.
if something bad happens to you, they'll pick you up, they'll help you out, they'll fix your tent, whatever. So it's not a bunch of hooligans. On the
Right.
downside, somebody said they paid $25 for a turkey leg. One turkey leg.
What?
Yeah.
Was that Disney or the concert? I'm not sure. What?
No, this was at the festival. Yeah, I mean,
$25 for a chicken leg, for a turkey leg.
Turkey
Why?
Disney-
because they could.
Yeah, you pay that much at Disney World that it's not even a turkey
Yeah.
leg. It's emu
Because
leg.
it was. Ew. Well, actually, that's probably tasty. But
Emu leg, really?
ostrich is good. I haven't had it, but I hear it's good.
It's actually delicious,
So-
but man, it's expensive.
Yeah. They actually there's a place around here that raises and sells ostrich.
Yep.
So we have to
We
go
drive
find
by
them
it all the time.
on the way to Martinsville.
Yeah, the way to Martin. We just never stop. We never
Hey,
get around
so
to
you
it.
should segue into your NASCAR part now.
Well, that is exactly what we were about to talk about. Every week we talk about NASCAR. So, we've got a couple interesting topics to do.
Oh, we forgot to mention though that we went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame last week.
Oh, that was so fun. All right, we'll
Did
go
we
into
do
at
that?
the
We
end
were
of
going to
that.
do the train, weren't we?
Well, we didn't do the show last week, so we didn't. So that
That's because we hadn't gone yet.
right, because we hadn't gone yet. Right, so we'll talk about that too. We forgot all about the NASCAR trip.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, NASCAR. First of all, Kansas, great race. Love the new package.
Who doesn't love the new package?
Huh?
Who doesn't love the new
I
package?
don't know.
Kyle.
Kyle Busch,
Kyle
because
Busch.
he can't dominate.
Did you know there's a website called Kyle is a Dick, and it's not just about him? It's about every person named Kyle. It's funny. You should look it up.
I hope you got that squirrel hole picture up right about now.
Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
Anyway, we're going back to NASCAR after that one.
Okay, I'm done. But it's
Oy vey. All right, so we had great racing at Kansas. The new aerodynamics package, or lack of aerodynamics, makes these cars a lot cooler. They're a lot more like the old days where they just put a big brick in the wind and let people race around without having to be
a brick in the wind.
Yeah, that's why they used to be able to race so well.
Isn't this Kansas?
Yeah.
Should be dust in the wind, right?
Dust in the wind.
Well, once that crashed, it was dust.
Right. There you go.
Oh, I thought that was funny.
So, what do you think of the aerodynamics package, Mr. Dersh?
Fabulous. I've had more fun this year than I have in probably a decade. I just think the
You have
racing
to
is
teach him how to
great.
say that right.
Uh,
Fabulous.
But no, I'm really digging it, man. I think this is a fantastic rule change, and oh Lord, I hope they stick with it, not go back to the boring crap we've seen for the last 2 or 3 years.
I don't think they will. I think we're done with that nonsense of the qualifying they were doing. They're just
Oh,
going
my
to do
God.
single file and they
Thank
keep it
God.
simple, stupid. I know. What the hell were they? They'd done single file since the beginning of NASCAR. It had worked. What were they thinking? And they didn't think that the cheaters in NASCAR would figure out a way to screw it up.
That was the most disgusting piece of POS I've ever seen. 12 minutes to qualify, and you got 30 cars sitting.
Oh, that stupid thing.
Sitting.
That was dumb.
In the pits, waiting till 4 minutes, and then it's a mad dash. The first person that goes gets screwed, and then everybody else goes out after him. That was just the dumbest piece of crap I've ever seen.
Well, and then like 3 drivers or 4 drivers at the end didn't even get the start.
Right.
I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean, if they wanted to do it that way, they should have said, okay, you all have to go now, and you all have to, go as long as you want to go. But you have to go now. That's all they had to do is say, no screwing around, go now.
That was just stupid.
But I prefer the single myself,
absolutely.
Because then you don't have somebody else's aerodynamic, catching somebody around a corner when you're just catching the air right will gain you 5 miles an hour through the corner, and that completely eschews your actual qualifying time anyway. So I'm all for going back to single file where horsepower matters.
Yep.
And handling matters.
And driving matters.
Right, exactly. I mean, when you're just drafting, almost anyone can draft except for Lisa.
I suck at iRacing, by the way.
Good.
What?
Throw that out there. Lisa does suck at iRacing. You know what? There's a whole bunch of cars on the track, but only one of them wrecked me twice.
That was me.
And it was the same car each time.
And one time I was Chase Elliott, and one time I was Brad Kozlowski, and I wrecked you both times.
Right. And the funny thing is, you weren't even trying
I
to
wasn't
wreck me
even trying to
either
wreck
time.
you. I was just driving my own car around, going, because they lied. They said, okay, the qualifying test is just like the track. No, it's not, because there's other cars on the track. They didn't tell me that part. I was just driving my own little race.
So she's doing her thing, and the second time we went through the line and got to go in the simulators again, I'm on my 6th lap, and I am just down on the line, hugging it, diamonding off the corners, doing exactly like I had always learned it, and I'm doing 30.5, 30.4s, and 29.9 is what NASCAR guys are doing, so I'm figuring my first time, if I'm within a half a second, I'm doing
and I
pretty
beat
good.
you in qualifying.
You did. But then you couldn't do it. You had to get other cars around and you couldn't drive. So I'm on my 6th lap. I'm clicking off these great times. I'm up on the board like 3rd or 2nd, for overall time. And then this white 2 comes backing up on the track, and I go up on the track saying, okay, she's going to stop. Okay, she's going to stop. Okay, she's going to stop. She didn't stop, and in the wall I go with her.
I didn't see you.
Away goes. And why? Because you refused to use the rear view mirrors.
Well,
admit it.
Why were you behind me?
Because you were spinning around and you're backing up out of the track, and I'm like, oh, come on, stop. Oh, come on, stop.
I wasn't trying to back up. The thing is, you know how they said do the click on the right?
You had brakes. You had to stop.
I wasn't trying to back up is what I'm saying.
And I know, but you didn't stop.
Right. You know why? That was the second time, and the seat didn't move up far enough for me to reach the pedals, really.
So you didn't use a brake.
I couldn't. They said adjust the seat, and the first time the seat adjusted, so that was my own fault. The second time, it wouldn't move up anymore, so I couldn't really reach them. I was just like driving with my toes.
So we're laughing our butts off, and we're going, and I'm saying, you suck at iRacing, and she goes, I suck at iRacing. And legitimately, she was not trying to wreck me, but she really, really, really destroyed a really good lap. But
it was imaginary.
Well, the beautiful thing about it is we bought that package.
We could go all the time.
So we're going to go back. We can go back all we want.
So you know what we should do? We should not race at the same time. Then I could just wreck other people.
That'd be a good idea. I like that idea a lot. Darcy, man, you know how you're supposed to drive a 1.5-mile track. Coming off of turn 3, you dive low and cut off the tri-oval.
Yeah,
I did that the first time, and she managed to hit me in the tri-oval.
Because It's not the same as qualifying. They lied.
There's cars there.
I didn't
You
know.
go high, you go low, you got three.
They didn't say you had to watch out for the other cars. They said it was the same.
I said, after the first race, I said, Lisa, you got to use your mirrors. She goes, I'm not using my mirrors. And I'm like, but you're missing the entire point of the iRacing is the whole experience. You're really driving a car.
I really wanted to drive a car. I just didn't want to drive it with any other cars on the track.
Or use the rearview mirror.
Or you.
So wait a minute. We're still talking
I'm not
about
getting
the
paid for
simulator,
this
right?
crap.
Not the road.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, no,
she's a
I'm a
great
good driver
driver
on the
I know.
road, by the way. I am a really good
I'm
driver.
a good driver.
I use my rearview mirrors in real life.
She does. She's a very good. She's a
And
very
I don't
good driver.
and I don't spin out anybody.
No. Except I don't drive on the road at the same time as she does.
You're in
Otherwise
the
she
car.
I mean, if I was in another car, you might spin me out by accident then.
Maybe.
Or maybe by accident.
Maybe.
So we've got this year membership.
So we have to go more than once.
to go to Charlotte, and we'll go anytime.
And we have some
anytime
buddy
we
passes.
Want. We've got buddy passes. We've
Free parking.
and
Woo.
we got free parking too.
Yep.
So Dershie, you got to get your butt down up here, and Jerry and some of our other friends, you got to come on over because we can go anytime we want, and we're 12 years old.
I'm
in
8.
reality.
You're 12.
All right, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
That's about right. And we love to go play. And you know what? That was only part of the whole NASCAR experience. Because we're uber geeks, we talk about the iCars, but we got to play with real cars and look at them.
You fondled them.
Oh my God, we posted a ton of pictures.
You did. I didn't put mine up yet.
What's that?
I've been busy. I'm 3 months behind on my blog.
After you wrecked me.
What, do you want me to go out in the lobby and post?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to pose with Lightning McQueen? Oh, that's the other thing we've been doing lately.
Oh, I know.
We had never watched the car movies.
Yeah.
I thought you had seen those.
I hadn't seen
You
them.
hadn't even seen the first one.
My daughter
They're so
had no
cute.
interest in them. Well, she was too old for them when they started.
Well, she probably didn't want to watch them anyway because you made her watch NASCAR.
That's true. So anyway, back to the NASCAR Hall of Fame was amazing. You walk in the door and you got Richard Petty's car, and you got a Belvedere, and you got that beautiful '66.
Oh my gosh, that Charger.
Charger. Whose car was that again?
I don't know. Some person.
Champion. I can't remember. But anyway, you guys got to go see this place. I mean, there's hundreds of NASCAR
It won't take you
cars
all day, though. So,
it's
do
really
something
set up
else.
well, the neatest thing is when you first go up the ramp,
Yeah.
you discover the angles
Progressive
of
banking.
the progressive banking and all the bankings
And it tells you
of
what
all
degree.
the different racetrack. And
Yep.
it tells you about the track as you reach each angle of
But
banking.
it also has surfaces taken from the track on a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Right, and you can also stand at some certain
Oh, like
points
the
on
33
angles.
degree one. That
Oh
one.
my God, you couldn't even stand.
No,
on
you
that
had
one.
to hold the railings.
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But it won't take a whole day. So if you do go to Charlotte, there's lots of other things to do there. There's a ton of other things. We went to Whiskey River, which just because we had to, it was all right.
We've never been there.
It was all right.
It was okay. It was a quiet little
I got a
afternoon.
sippy cup.
And the waitresses, they were nice and
Well, yeah,
helpful.
it was.
and all
The
that.
food was okay. It was
It
all
was,
good.
it was,
You know, if you
bar
want some-
fare.
You want some junior merch?
But he's got his place ranked very highly. You said for airport food or something.
In the U.S., the best airport restaurant in the U.S. So I don't know if that's a very high bar, but
I don't know how so we ate at the best airport restaurant.
Well, it's
in the
not.
US.
That's not the.
I
That's
know,
not.
I know,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
same idea, same food,
Same premise. It was
That's
pretty
funny.
good.
All right, so the NASCAR Hall of Fame, Charlotte was a great time.
Oh, and we learned how to use Lyft, so that was cool.
Oh, yeah, Lyft was kind of interesting.
'Cause we've never used
that's
Uber
like
or Lyft.
Uber or Lyft.
But
and
apparently
we don't do
the youngsters say that Lyft is better for some reason than Uber.
that. Yeah,
I think it's less of a ripoff or something.
I'm all for less of a ripoff.
So that was pretty
That's always a
convenient.
good
We
thing.
used it 3 times, so that was cool.
Yeah, that was a... Oh, and we on the train, we forgot to tell them about the train, for God's
Right,
sake.
well, the whole reason we did this trip was because Amtrak had a special where it was the 150th anniversary of the first transcontinental railroad, the Golden Spike and all that. And on Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th, they had dollar tickets from Raleigh to Charlotte, or basically anywhere in between, as long as you didn't go past Raleigh or Charlotte. So it was $1 there, $1 back. So our whole trip was $4.
That was awesome. I love
Except for the way
I love
back.
trains.
Except for the way back when the train coming to Charlotte to pick us up hit something.
Well,
It
hit a
was
car
delayed.
over at the other end
An
of the
empty
route,
car,
yeah.
though, yeah.
Yeah, fortunately an empty car. Nobody got hurt or anything.
But did you see that thing where they said every 3 hours a
Yeah.
train hits a person
Yeah,
or
that
a
was
vehicle?
amazing. That surprised
So
me.
stay off the tracks, dumbass.
Yeah, get off the tracks, dumbass. You don't need to be on the train
Well,
tracks.
some people take their graduation pictures and their prom pictures there.
Mhm.
It's like
They should have a picture exact moment the train hits them.
That's not right, but it'd be a good picture.
You want to end the number happening again? You show that
oh my
moment.
God, that's not right, but it's funny.
Anyway.
So as soon as we heard that the train hit something, we assumed it was in Mebane because that always happens.
Yeah, that always, yeah. And so
Anyway, it's fun.
You got to go on the train.
And they have sales a lot.
Trains are so much
Yeah.
fun, and just the sound of one sitting in it. You know, that whole going.
Here's a helpful
It's just
hint.
amazing.
If you have a little kid, buy him some earphones so we don't have to listen to freaking Baby Shark 82
God.
times in a row.
You won't when you go on Amtrak, you won't normally get a ton of babies at
But
one time.
because it was the
But
dollar
because
sale.
it was dollar
Yeah.
sale, all these little kids got their first ride on a train.
My favorite kid, he was sitting there, but had been in the train for about 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and the kid goes, Mom, I see the railroad tracks. We're on them.
Really? That's shocking
Oh my God,
right
I almost
there.
wet my pants. I don't know why. Thank you, little Captain Obvious.
They did have coffee there. That was nice.
And they have free coffee and free water.
Yeah, free coffee, free water. So I went back and got nice.
But if you want
coffee.
snacks, bring cash because they don't do credit
I
cards.
forgot about how it was walking on a train, though.
It's kind of like, you know what it's kind of
It's
like?
kind of like an airline.
It's kinda-
like a boat.
It's kind of like a boat, and sometimes it's kind of like that people mover in the airport because
Yeah.
you're walking one way and the train's
Right.
going the other
Except
way, and
you got
it's
the
like,
sideways up and down
Yeah.
thing. Mm. They like to.
kind of neat.
Oh, it is cool. It was very neat. It was very fun.
And-
It also reminded me of my first time being on a train when I was 12 years old in South Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what was neat about it because you had to walk 3 cars
Were
to
there
get to the
dogs?
bathroom back then, but you had to walk 3 cars to get to the coffee in our case.
Gotcha.
We were lucky enough to have a
And
bathroom
you know what
in
else?
our own car,
You
just
have
like an airplane.
you have a future job.
Oh, I could be a conductor.
No, those old dudes that have nothing to do but go around and talk to people on the train, and they don't even get paid.
I know, but they get free train rides.
Exactly, that's you.
I could do that.
That would be my dream job.
I am Sheldon. Isn't that neat, though? Doesn't that just sound fun, man?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry. I'm not sure
Absolutely.
if he's being sarcastic or not.
Oh, serious.
Absolutely serious. I do that all day long, every day.
Oh my God, these guys were funny as crap.
They had fun.
And they were like 100.
Right. But they really liked what
I
they
know,
were doing,
they were.
and it kept them energized.
Yeah.
And they got to tell people about
Or the guys that
train
hung
and-
out in the Charlotte station. Remember that guy?
Yeah, well, they were volunteers, too.
I know.
It's amazing.
We figured it out. Cause
Well, they must be old retired train people.
No,
I'm
they don't
guessing.
have to be.
But most of them are.
No, I don't think so.
You
I
sure
think they
about
just
that?
want to come down there and get away from their wives.
There is a point
Or
to
maybe
that.
their wives send them down there.
Yeah.
Go play on the
more than likely.
play on the
Go play
train,
the
Chop.
train tracks, Chop.
Honey, don't you have a train to catch? Go.
Exactly. The train people need you. Go.
Hey,
Hey, you know what's good? All this laughing is
Is it breaking up?
Oh, we
mucus?
gotta tell the mucus story.
Oh, God.
All right, wait. Let me finish NASCAR, and then we'll do this.
Okay,
I have
wait.
one more. Oh, wait. The train was fun. We had a great trip.
Wee chat room. Go ahead. Talk about.
We had a great trip. It was really fun. The train, you got to do it, folks. If you haven't been on a train or been on a train recently, go do it because it's just you remember it. You know the sound. It's somewhere embedded in our brains. Anyway, I want to cover one last subject, and she's the perfect guy to cover this with. Harvick's puke-colored car, Millennium car. Comments?
AKA the ugliest and dumbest car in NASCAR history. Period.
Ever. Oh my God. They put millennial sayings, for one thing.
Hey, you know what?
Which are about dumb as dirt. And
that car's the same color as our toilet.
And the car is the same color as our toilet.
I just realized
that. There it is. Oh, no, it's worse than ours.
Oh, is it worse?
No, it's sort of a purplish pink.
That's our toilet.
No, our toilet's pretty.
Oh, okay.
No, he's got the picture of it up.
I know
Take a look at Patriot Journals. This is the ugliest car ever to be ever.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh no! I mean the millennial sayings.
Well, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not.
And the color.
Avocado.
I mean, let's keep getting back to the color.
Hold on. I'm stuck.
Go look at it.
I'm stuck.
It's go look at the Patriot Journalist page.
You mean the other?
Hit live.
Where? Where live?
On your left side.
But
where?
I'm sorry, but
Here?
if I was Harvick, I would refuse to drive that car. I'm sorry.
It's the same
just,
color as
it really should.
It's absolutely embarrassing.
But you know what?
embarrassing.
Delana probably told him he had to.
Oh my God! It's an embarrassing piece of crap, is what it is.
I hope he wrecks on the first lap. He may wreck it himself on the first lap on purpose.
I hope
he may wreck the pace car.
Yeah, I hope Kyle Busch wrecks him.
Wreck the pace car.
I'd be a Kyle Busch fan if he took him out in the first lap.
Oh my God! I mean, if you can't see what we're posting on the picture here of this car, you've got to look it up because it's simply the ugliest damn car you ever saw in your life.
The silliest too.
The silliest. I mean,
just
these sayings that are all over this thing are just
stupid.
Remember, I can't.
But what about the Bush AF on the front? We know what AF stands for.
Right.
As
Fark.
Fark. As Fark.
Fark.
Asterisk.
Yeah, it starts with F and ends with UCK, and it's not fire truck.
It doesn't mean all fast.
No. I mean, that's what I'm talking. I mean, Harvick probably doesn't even know what that means.
No.
He doesn't. If you look at the video, he's talking about the sayings on it. He's like, I have no idea what that means.
He didn't even know what.
I
can't even.
Yeah, I love his face because he just looks at it like, you seriously want me to drive this piece of crap? Yeah, it really.
You know when they say awful. I can't even, when millennials say I can't even, there should be a space after that. I can't work. I can't think.
Stop it. Stop it.
I can't speak.
Save that for your other show.
But you would. I mean, our kids. Some kids. God bless the exceptions because some of you are
some of my children.
Kids.
Hey, Jerry,
don't like that characterization.
Hey, Chuck.
Some kids shouldn't like that.
Chuck.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Lisa. We have someone on the line here. We want to get a comment. Hey, Jerry, that you?
I like that Harvick car.
Are you gonna buy? Hey, you know what though?
Hey Jerry, you know what the worst part about that statement is? He drives a Ford.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? He should get. But the cute thing is, maybe all the little girls can get a pink car.
That says Bush AF.
Yeah, a fairy. Bush is a fairy.
Now you're talking about Kyle again, aren't you?
So Jerry, give us your
Ford, yeah.
Jerry, give us your true evaluation of that car.
Seriously, tell us what you really think of that thing.
It doesn't bother me.
Is that the ugliest thing you've ever seen in your life?
You know what? He's going to win with it, though.
Probably.
Those people are going to be so embarrassed. They're going to
immediately.
No, they're going to be so embarrassed to be riding by him that they're just going to let him win.
Let's let the pink
What the
car
hell,
go.
You just go.
So as he's
But
coming
they're
around them, they're not going to say AF, they're going to say WTF.
Exactly.
And run into the wall.
I think the other driver.
No, here it is.
The other driver's
They're gonna go. I can't even.
I
right.
can't even.
I can't even with this car. I can't even.
The other drivers are going to be laughing so hard they won't be able to drive their car. They're going to crash. They're all going to crash, and Harvick's going to be the only car left.
And what about all the poor people in the stands? They're going to see this thing driving by, and they're going to laugh all damn day.
No, some of those little girls are like, "Mommy, it's a pink car."
I want a big Barbie
pink
car
car.
that says Bush AF.
That means a fairy.
A fairy.
A fairy. I
Yeah.
want a fairy car,
I don't
Mommy.
think that's it.
Oh, my gosh. that is
So, Jer, how you doing, brother? For those of you who don't know Jerry, he is our brother from another mother. He is Dershie and my third arm, I guess. We're an octopus.
It's our triplet.
We are bros.
That would be a tripus.
We have an ongoing. Well, these are the only two guys on earth that I have an ongoing chat talk with constantly, and I love you guys to death. So that's Jerry. He's in. Where are you again? You're in BF
some cold,
Frozen Eden,
some cold
right?
place.
Soda.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah,
Frozen soda.
It was 80
What?
degrees.
Nice.
Really?
How much?
Yeah.
80, really?
Wow, that's
Oh, it's 74 now.
wow. It's
Yeah.
74 here today. Wow, you beat
That's
us.
That's about 150 degrees warmer than it was
Just a couple weeks ago.
not too long ago.
Like last week.
It's like a 150 degree swing is what it is, yeah.
That's what I
Isn't that
mean.
crazy? That's what's crazy, isn't
It's
it?
crazy.
You think about it that way?
I mean, you
Yeah,
got
you're looking
really
at 50
cold this
below.
past winter.
Yeah,
Right.
you're looking at 50 below to plus 80.
80. So it's 130.
Well, even 50
I was
below.
pretty close.
Yeah, that's.
Damn.
How
Yeah.
are you supposed to dress yourself?
No shit.
You just take crap. It's a
Wow.
crapshoot.
It was
Oh, look at you, Mr. Squirrel. That's our bathtub. Only it's green. Sorry.
That's why I pointed at
See,
it. Sorry.
yeah, and I'm not allowed to do that.
You're on your computer. I just happened to look up.
A TV.
All right, meanwhile, back at the ranch.
There's a green bathtub on TV. In case
I mean,
anybody's
seriously,
wondering.
guys, let's get back to the ugliness of this car. We got to mock this car hideously. In fact, Lisa, your job, if you choose to accept it, is to call your buddy on the radio. Who is he again?
Dave Moody.
Dave Moody.
I'll call
You've talked to
tomorrow.
him twice, right?
Yep, I have.
So
You
call
know
him
why?
again, because you're a girl.
Because if you're a woman and you call that show, they will let you on.
And Dave, you guys have heard Dave Moody, right?
What
It's
if
true,
you,
because no women call.
what if you identify as a woman?
You can
Will they
pretend
let
to be.
you on?
You could just identify as a woman. That's
Hi,
fine.
this is
There you
Steven.
go.
Hi, this is.
I can
Hi,
say,
this is Steven.
Hi,
I
this
want
is-
to talk to Dave Moody.
Hi, this is Dershisha.
I'm Moody tonight.
I'm Dershie
and, I'm
a woman tonight, so can I talk?
Dershi Anna. Dershi Anna.
Yeah. Does she make a good woman?
No.
Oh, we're
Here she
very
comes,
sorry.
I'm
Anyway,
Muslim.
yeah, I can do that. Oh God.
Yeah, you guys have all listened to Moody, right?
Yes.
Moody's awesome. He's got a great radio show.
He's on every day.
Yeah,
Every
and
day.
Lisa likes Lisa apparently.
Well,
You've been
no,
on
he-
there for two full chats.
Yeah. Just twice. I mean,
I know.
he has the same people calling
Well,
a lot, I think, is what it is.
You should be a regular because you
Yeah.
are a NASCAR girl.
Well, I ask
And
good
you drive a
questions.
Mustang.
Well, the first time I called in, I said when Jimmy
With a
Johnson and
mustache.
Chad Knaus got divorced.
See, someday you'll grow into a Mustang, Jerry.
I have a sunburn today because I have a sunburn today.
Someday they'll consider letting you drive a Mustang.
I don't care if it is an old lady car.
Let's see. Jerry is our Chevy fan. He drives Chevy trucks.
Yeah, but everybody's got their problems.
Well, it's funny. I worked for Chevy a lot longer.
But
than
then
worked
I
for
confuse
Ford,
people because I have a Ford with a junior
and I
license
know
plate on
That's
it.
the funniest
I
thing
love
ever.
it. I love it.
So anyway, we got rid of that ugly damn car.
What ugly car?
What's his face's?
Harvick.
Harvick. Oh my God, that thing's horrible.
Happy Harvick?
Yep. So we've covered.
Green Sink.
Hey, I see a Volkswagen. Oh, that's horrible, Coach.
What?
Coach posted a picture of a Volkswagen. with what appears to,
that should
with
not
what would
be
appear
on
to be a vagina at the front.
That is not PG.
Coach, that is not of the PG
Hey, you know what
variety
you call that?
there, brother
You know what
man.
you call that? The love bug.
Love you very hard. Love you every night.
The love bug.
I love you often. What are we talking about over here?
We have no idea.
What's going on? We've completely lost our
We have
minds
no
here.
idea.
So let's see.
Oh, look, my time is up.
Your time is up, and we've covered all the topics, believe it or not.
Oh, wait, except for Snot Locker.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Snot Pocket.
We got to
gotta
finish
talk about
with the
Snot
show
Pocket.
with Snot Pocket.
Okay, so we were in the Food Lion after we took Chuck to the doctor today because we weren't sure if he had pneumonia.
Yeah, or bronchitis.
Or bronchitis, and by the way, I really feel sorry for all the doctors that Chuck has to go see because he basically spends the whole entire time during the office visit self-diagnosing. I
told the doctor what's wrong, what
happened in the past,
the problem is, what the solution is,
what they should probably
and
give
they usually agree with me.
Yeah, that's just because they want you to stop talking.
No, it is. No, you just want me to stop talking.
No, that poor nurse.
She didn't mind.
She was
smiling.
Her job, not the PA. The first one.
Oh.
She just was trying to ask you some questions. She didn't want to know what happened in the past or why Benadryl sucks or whatever it was you were talking about. She just wanted the answers to the questions.
Let me reemphasize something. I'm on drugs.
I know. So, you should take me more often because I
she was making fun of me.
You know what? As much as we rabbit hole here, I was trying to steer you back to the reason we were there. Didn't you say you were only there for 20 minutes today?
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
That's true.
Because you won't shut up.
Well, the nurses love me because I chat.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But anyway, they just pretend.
Uh-huh.
Because if they didn't like you, then you'd probably talk more.
What?
So.
What?
Anyway, so he's got some kind of like
all right, so get back to the
congestion crap going on. So we had to go to the pharmacy.
Maybe I had to tell this story.
No, okay. Well, I'll tell the beginning part, and then you tell what happened. So we had to go to the pharmacy and pick up the stuff, but it probably wasn't ready. So we went into the grocery store and we were walking around, and then you can tell.
And then we're walking down an aisle. And I feel a sneeze coming on.
A huge sneeze.
A huge freaking sneeze coming on. And I got no tissue. So I do the only thing I can. I put my hand over my nose.
And I said, did you just sneeze a huge wad of snot into your hand?
And I did. And I nodded and I stuck it in my pocket.
I was like, did you just put...
I stuck it in the pocket of my hoodie jacket.
I said, did you just put snot in your pocket?
I said, I got nowhere else to put this. It's a handful of snot. I mean, it's like your entire sinus is just unloaded in your hand. So I stuck it in my pocket.
He goes, remind me not to stick
hand back in there.
So now you have a new name. Snot Pocket.
Snot Pocket.
You thought it was your pocket, but it's not.
It's not.
That was so gross.
That was funny as hell.
Even my
that might be almost as funny as me sticking something through my hand.
That wasn't funny.
I know, I still feel my finger.
Dead finger, your dead finger and snot pocket.
And it happens to be my left middle finger, so I just hold it up and say, dead finger.
Oh, God, you're going to have so many nicknames.
What was the other one? What was the one you came up with for that, Dershie?
Ice Pick.
Chucky Scissorhands?
Chucky Scissorhands and Ice Pick.
Ice Pick.
Checky Sister Hands.
Ice pick. That was my favorite one, ice pick.
Yeah. I like Snot
Ice
Pocket.
pick!
Snot Pocket. Alright. Well,
Anyway,
I
all right.
I get to sign out now, right?
Yeah, you get now. This is what we do, folks. We're gonna end this part of our show. This is the Chuck and Lisa
You're
show.
supposed to say goodnight, Lisa.
Wait, we're not done.
Oh, I thought we were.
Jerry's gonna hang on with our next segment. We're gonna talk about conservative politics. So if you don't like conservative politics, this will be your time to run away.
Smart people, run.
Ah!
I'm just kidding.
Towards us.
I'm kidding.
Run to the light. Run to the light. Or is that
Or
the
run
right?
to the right.
Run to the right. Let's see. So, everybody, say goodnight, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
Good night, guys. Good night,
Jerry,
Jerry.
your first time to get to join us
Jerry,
saying that.
Jerry, I'm working on your baby blanket there, so it'll look
My
for it in the
baby
mail
blanket.
soon. It'll probably be 90 degrees by the time you get
Yeah,
it.
for your grandbaby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
she'll get
right.
it by the time she's in the nursing home, right?
The one she made for the other lady was really
Well, she's already
pretty.
graduated high
Yeah.
school, so.
All
Yeah,
right.
no doubt.
Love you,
So,
Lisa.
I like that.
Love you,
All right,
Lisa.
guys, have fun.
Go
Have
hide in the
fun,
trailer.
guys.
Yeah. Take that headphone with. Does that
I
have a
am.
headphone jack?
Yes. Oh, does a computer have a headphone jack?
Don't look that way. Those are
Aw.
expensive headphones.
Aw,
Don't
it was
pull
like
them that
your
way.
little headphones.
Uh-huh.
Don't yank on it like that.
Exactly what he said.
There. I'm done. Bye.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
And Lisa's still gone.
I'm done with you people.
You'll want to be gone with us once I get talking here soon.
All right, stand by and let's
So let's-
transition. Hang on. I'll be back in a second.
Yep. So. It's what we do.
Hey, hello everybody, and the Chuck and Lisa show is over, and so that means Lisa has left, so we're all right.
Bye, Lisa!
That's Lisa has left, so we're all right with Chuck, Dersh, and Jerry's with us tonight. And everybody
Yay, Jerry!
say hello, Jerry.
Hello, Jerry.
Hello.
Hello. Anyway, so this is the part of the show where we veer right, because we are right.
Drastically to the right.
Drastically to the right. Anyway, so Jerry, you missed it. What do you think about? Let's start off by talking about last week's NASCAR race in Kansas. What do you think about the package and the race? Give us your opinion.
It kind of sucked towards the end for me.
Really? Well, you're talking about your fantasy league.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
It was
But,
a good race, though.
I think it was it 7 out of 10 were Chevys?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
pretty good showing for
7 out of
Chevy.
10? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, 2
Yeah,
Fords,
7
7
out of 10.
Chevys, and 1 Toyota.
Well,
And then
you know what is...
if you look at like 11 through 16 or something like that, they were all Fords.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a good
so
show.
it's kind of funny that way.
What do you think about the aerodynamic package? Wasn't that exciting at Kansas?
I love it.
It was a good race.
Isn't that neat? I mean, the closeness of the cars, nobody's kicking everybody's butt like they used to do, and at least, certainly on a 1.5 mile track, you know, guys? 1.5s are the most boring damn races there are.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one, though.
It's nice when they can actually race, though, and you know they can pass, they can got 2 lanes, maybe 3 lanes. Sometimes they are 4 wide, and the cars are under control. They could go by people. I mean, that's racing. And the last few years, the package has been so freaking boring. The guys couldn't drive. You try to hit a lane that doesn't have rubber on it, and it goes flying into the freaking wall. It was just terrible.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you couldn't be within 100 yards of the car in front of it in the old package because the aerodynamics would just push you back.
Yeah,
it was horrible racing.
Crap, man! It was absolute crap.
Yep. But with this, I was telling Lisa in the other show, I'm telling you, it's almost like a brick. I mean, you're going back to like trucks or the old cars where it causes so much disruption in the air that cars could pass each other based on horsepower and speed, and that's cool.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Old day racing was good racing.
Gosh.
Yeah, 550 horsepower they got now. That's plenty.
Gosh. That would be fun.
You don't need 800 like the old days. Well, you were overpowering the track really with 800 horsepower.
Yeah, you got
cars.
that right.
Cars couldn't stay on the ground.
Yeah, that's true. But then you had to drive back then. If you didn't know how to drive, you were done.
You were Bobby Allison up in the fence.
You got that right. Up in the fence, rolling down
and that was the end of that.
Front straightaway.
Yep, that was the end of. That was the reason why they put restrictor plates and stuff because one person at least got killed because got hit by the hood or something like that. It wasn't pretty.
Mm.
Not good.
Yeah.
All right, I can get rid of that picture. I'm going to get rid of that picture that Coach put up. No offense, Coach. It's very distracting looking, that. Does anybody object?
No, I don't. No.
Okay.
I flipped to the YouTube channel, so I don't have to look at it.
Yeah, I deleted it. Sorry. I usually look at Beatles in a much more pure fashion than that.
Hey, Chuck, how you like my new logo for our after show? You look on the screen yet?
I like it. I saw that. I thought it was pretty cool, man. Yeah, we got all sorts of stuff going on, don't we?
Yeah. Oh man.
So we are still live where we were. Oh, I see. Lisa's left. I love all that, Durst. I'm looking at the YouTube part right now, and yeah, that's pretty cool. So we are multifaceted. We are, aren't we?
Yeah.
We had some other topics that you wanted to talk about yesterday, Mr. Dershey, that we'll get Jerry and you guys and me to jump in on. The first one you told me about that I thought was hilarious is the continuing, amusing, sad, angering Tlaib and AOC saga.
Oh my gosh.
Have at it.
Well, I mean, the latest thing on the Holocaust is just absolutely the most moronic piece of crap I've heard in years. Where she's talking about her ancestors gave up land and their businesses and their homes so Israel could have a place to hide from the rest of the world. I mean, if you're that stupid on history, world history, forget about American history, world history, you can't serve in the Congress. If you're that much of a you shouldn't. If you're that much of a anti-Semite, I mean, you got no place in the United States Congress. And for those of you who are watching, I put the comment up. It's posted now online, so you can look at what she said. But the truth is, the UN gave Israel that land. That land was not occupied. It was mostly desert. No one had been there for hundreds of years. These people came from. Don't forget, they came from Jordan. That's correct. All I want to add. Right, and they also gave the Palestinians their own land. But what happened was, all the Arabs countries, all the Islamic countries surrounding Israel, attacked Israel twice. And the first time they attacked him,
And lost.
well, the first time they attacked him, Israel beat him back and took over the Golan Heights and the West Bank and all that area, and Israel gave it back. And then they got attacked again, and then Israel kept it the second time, and like to put a buffer between them and all the Islamic terrorists that surround them.
And now they're like, but you gave it back before. Why can't we have it again?
Right. And then you got that moron Obama who wants to go back to the 57 borders. Well, if you go back to the 57 borders, Israel is so small that they can't protect themselves.
Well, that's also the number of states he thinks the United States has, so consider the source.
That's why he did it, though. That's why he talked like that.
Oh, absolutely. You're right, Jerry. Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
But if you're looking at the screen, the other thing is Tlaib. There's two pictures there, and the two people that Tlaib is photographed with are both part of Hamas. They are both terrorists that she's getting their picture with that support terrorism over there.
And smiling and happy about.
Happy, yeah, absolutely. That woman should be put in handcuffs and escorted off the Capitol Hill. I mean, there's just no question about it.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
and then there's the continuously amusing AOC as well.
Oh, my God.
Now, as evil as Tlaib actually is, because she truly believes all the crap that she says, I'm not sure the other one actually understands what the hell she understands.
AOC
or thinks she understands.
She doesn't understand anything. She is a complete imbecile.
Mm-hmm. She's an actress.
Go ahead, Jerry. What
basically. Go, Jerry. You can't be shy around us, Jerry. Jump in.
No, I was just going to say, you don't need brains to work in Congress.
Well, that's been proven.
That's true.
Years.
You don't.
Oh, my God.
Look at it.
You go back a long way to prove that point.
You got Swalwell, you got AOC, you got Tlaib, you got Omar, you have...
Every Democrat. You can't name a Democrat that actually has any sense, any common sense, or actually knows the Constitution. I guarantee you, if you gave an actual test on the Constitution, there wouldn't be a single Democrat up there in Congress that would pass it.
Let me put up a slight asterisk. There'd be 4 or 5 Republicans on the same line.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think probably more than that. But I would think I don't think that there's anybody there. And then you got the freaking moron, Bernie Sanders, who's tweeting all day today and arguing that
don't mess with Bernie is my favorite voice.
Abortion is in the protection for abortion, the right to abortion is in the Constitution. And he was getting slammed by everybody, but he kept arguing that it's in the Constitution.
Right.
I would like, Bernie, here's a copy, here's a link to the Constitution. Please show me where it is, because I've actually read the Constitution several times, and I can't find it anywhere.
And that's why I got suspended for a while.
Was it?
You suspended?
Yeah, I did. I got, for a little bit. Just for a few days.
For what?
Oh, I was telling Omar some truth.
She doesn't take...
That didn't go over well.
That's not a good topic with her. It's not good for her agenda.
What'd you tell her? Jerry, that got you suspended?
Oh, I can't remember. I just went off on a big tangent.
He's been known to tell people exactly where to place things.
And
how, including sideways.
Yeah, I just found it pretty good, and all of a sudden, what the heck is his name? I can't remember his name though. He was in on our group for a while after everybody was leaving. After you guys were getting kicked off, and he DM'd me. He said, I don't see any of your tweets at all.
So
I was like, here we go. The last one I did was...
I spent my last 3 years on Twitter like that.
Did you get suspended, or did you get
were you censored?
Shadow ban.
Right.
Well, I got shadow banned for quite a while.
Okay.
Right.
And then I got a timeout for, I think it was like 3 days or something like that.
Right.
It was like a few days, and then I went back and I looked, and I was able to get back on. But yeah, it was the Omar thing, and
too much truth
don't
going
like
on
Taylor.
out there. There's too much truth going on out there.
Yeah.
yeah, and then
Democrats
Mark,
can't handle the truth. And why? Thirsty?
Yeah, and then Mark DM'd me. He wants to get a hold of you guys
Hashtag?
too, and
Truth is true.
Yeah.
Truth
Get
is
him
true.
on here.
I told him I gave him the link and everything, and he's
Good.
just really busy right now. His wife.
I know. We say a lot of prayers for Mark. He's got to get things going good in the positive direction for them.
He's got 2 big lawns to mow, and
Yeah.
and his wife.
I'd be dead after that.
I think they got 6 dogs now, and it's like, God, you gotta be kidding me. They gotta get rid of that house so they can, because I think his wife wants to do like an agility thing with dogs.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
Dogs
and
are
they gotta
amazing
do their-
creatures.
Yep, and they got that big shed to do that with. And
Right.
he can't do it right now because he's got that other house
Right.
that he's paying for.
Right. That's
My
tough.
God, I don't know how you could do it. I don't know how you could do it for this long.
I was telling you guys it'd stress me out to the hell. I mean, you haven't paid one mortgage is a lot. Having to pay 2,
Yeah.
and then
For how
pay
long?
for life on top of that. Oof.
Yeah, and
That'd be tough.
For,
God bless him.
When did he?
God bless
When
him.
did they get in that house? They got in that house last winter, right?
Yeah,
For the
it's
winter
Yeah,
before.
been at least a
the
year.
winter before, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
20,
Winter before.
The winter before, I
2017,
think. Yeah.
27.
It's been over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's be like a year and a half going on, and that's
God,
that's
I'm like,
hard.
Dude. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know how you can do it. The stress has to be really bad, and then his wife,
Yeah.
I think, has 4 more weeks of a lot of traveling to do, and he's got
Right.
the dogs, and he's got school, and he goes, I'm just, now we got 2 lawns to take care of, and the grass is growing like weeds because it's been raining up here.
Oh yeah, it's been raining all over the damn country. We've gotten a lot. It's
Yeah.
been the rainiest time period, and below normal temp. So it's back to the old days style of life.
Well,
Hey,
we
I'm
went
going to
to
change the
Lowendale
subject.
this week.
I'm going to change the subject. I have a question for you. AOC, does she intentionally try to outdo herself every time?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
She is she's pulling the Democrats around by the nose ring right now, and I think she's full of herself. I mean, truly full of herself. She is amazing because
She
literally.
frustrated Biden.
Oh, she absolutely has. But literally everything she says is wrong. It's historically wrong.
Right.
It's inaccurate. And so her answer is always, well, even if I'm factually wrong, I'm morally correct. Well, I'm like, no, you're not even morally correct.
No, you're
here.
just wrong.
You're just wrong. Period.
No, it's like morally
Oh,
like
my-
morally
yeah.
correct like
Yeah, like just
like-
like I'm like even when I'm like in not not correct.
It's like what is.
I'm like-
we get to the point of what is.
she is just clueless. I mean, there's no other way to say
Don't
it.
ever let a fact get in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her theory of life.
I love when she was
you know,
she was talking to some bankers on Capitol Hill and saw it on C-SPAN, and she was blaming them for financing, the oil rigs that blew
Right.
up in the Gulf, and she wanted to blame them for for what happened and wanted them to be responsible. And I loved the CEO she was talking to. She asked him a question, and she was obviously reading from notes because someone gave her notes because the woman's just not smart enough to come up with a question. And the guy answered the question, and she had no idea where to go. And so she asked the same question again, and he gave her the same answer. And you look on her face, it turned white because she had obviously the next thing on her list didn't match what his answer
to
was,
attack.
right? and she had
Her plan was attack, and she had nowhere to attack.
Nowhere to go. She no clue whatsoever what to do, and just sort of stumbled and bumbled for about 3 or 4 minutes, looking around, and it just looked like a deer in the headlights. Like, somebody help me out here because I've got no idea where to go.
Right. And of course, they can't stand her because she's an idiot. They all want her gone.
Well, she'll be gone. Nancy Pelosi will fund whoever runs against her, and she'll be gone the next election. She won't make it another term.
Well, did you see that one where they had the bankers and they were talking about student loans?
Oh, that's another good
like,
one. Yeah.
Why are you doing it? Why are you doing this? And they're like, we haven't did that since like
right.
2000.
We haven't done that in 10 years.
Why is it so expensive? How come you're charging so much? The guy's like, we
haven't done it in 12 years.
Since Obama took over, we don't do loans anymore. And again, she didn't know. She had no clue, Jerry.
She had no clue.
No homework, no studying, no preparation. Not even a good backup person to have done the prep for her.
No, that was so funny. Oh my God! And these guys are like, no, we haven't done that for years. Ever since the government took over.
Wow.
And they're like, what?
Yeah, that's her, man. That's her to a T. She asks a question.
Yep.
She doesn't know what the answer is, and then when the expected answer isn't given, she got nowhere to go. I mean, everything for her.
Kamala does the same thing.
Kamala Harris is the same way. Absolutely.
She does the same way. Yeah. She there's no follow-up question.
Except she does it on her knees.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or horizontal.
Dare we say rim shot?
Yeah, but I'm shit. A different rim though.
She has a different theory of rim shot though.
Speaking of idiotic Democratic candidates, the 23rd, 24th candidate got in the race today from governor from Montana.
Oh my God! It seems like every one of them is joining.
Did you see? Right. Did you see his when he announced he took questions? Did you see the first question?
What was it?
Did you? Oh my gosh! If you didn't see this, you got to look it up. Yeah. You got to look it up. Yeah, a reporter
describe it.
The first question the reporter said was, "Well, what are your accomplishments as governor of Montana?" Guess what his answer was?
What?
This is a quote. I have great kids, and I want them to know that no matter what, being a father is number one. God. That was his answer. Come on. If you're running for president and you've been a governor, isn't that
you've got to have a prepared statement?
Something. You got to have something like I did this and that. I'm telling you, he didn't have an answer. He talked for 5 minutes about his kids and what a great father he was. That was his answer to what your accomplishments are as a Montana.
Oh my!
This is another stupid Democrat running for president.
Stupid, I say. Just stupid.
And then you got him doing that, like Beetle. Oh wow! How he does? Was it a redo or something?
The reboot, yeah. Beto 2.0.
Like,
reintroduction. Did you see him getting his haircut today?
And the funny thing is, they said that blew his chances ever. Because that tells you his policies aren't working.
He has no. Well, he didn't have any policies, Jerry. I mean, he.
No, I know.
He went out. He went out on the campaign with his campaign slogan was "Tell me what you want me to be as a candidate." That's where he started. That's what he did. I mean,
that's hilarious.
He's done.
Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back, guys. I need, what is it that Lisa calls the bathroom?
Wee Wee chat room or something like that?
Yeah, the Wee Wee chat room. I have to go to the Wee Wee chat room. Be right back.
Yeah.
You guys chat.
Anyway, Jerry, I mean, he never had a chance to begin with, but now after this,
No.
He's
That just blew it.
he's done, and I think he's so frustrated that he's not getting any traction because he thought he was some superstar with what he did in Texas, but the fact is that he outspent Ted like 5-1 and had all these liberals and Hollywood people come in, and it was a fake candidacy. He's just a fake person. It wasn't real,
Right.
and he's just too ignorant to know that it wasn't real. But he's a joke. I mean, well, they're all just classic liberal Democrats. Which is, I talked to Chuck about this, and I haven't talked to you about it. If you look at Biden, came in 2 weeks after Biden's in, he's up 20 points in the lowest lead that he has, and 40 at the most. And if you think about it, he's the only one that's not talking this socialist bullshit. He believes it, and he's going to do it. He's just not talking about it.
Right.
Would you agree?
Yeah. It's just so funny that they just keep trying to get further left, and I'm like, you guys are so stupid.
Well,
even Clinton knew that he couldn't do that.
Right, exactly.
He had to go centrist more.
Right, exactly right. And I think
these
that's
guys have no clue. They just keep going further left. I'm like, oh my God, you're just wrecking your chances ever.
And they're making Biden look like he's middle, right down the middle, because they keep.
And he's trying to go left though.
Right. Well, he has to go. He has to go a little bit left in order to to win the nomination. But because the other ones have gone so far left, he doesn't really have to go that far. To get the nomination, I just don't see how any of the other ones are gonna even.
Yeah, no, but he's gonna get blown up with that China thing with his kid.
Oh yeah, well he I don't think any of them have a chance of beating Trump. None of them.
No, not even close.
No. It'd be interesting to see Bernie up against Trump. That would be fun. But I think Biden versus Trump would be just as fun. Trump will destroy both of them.
Yeah, but the fun part is going to be watching that, the debate from the left.
the Democrat debates are going to be great, especially.
Oh my God!
They're not even going to have tiers. They're going to have them all on there. It's going to be like 28 people. Everyone's going to get one question, and then 4 hours later we'll be done.
It's just, but I thought they had to have the percentage to get on.
They do, they do. But what they've done is,
but they're all zero though now.
No. It has nothing to do with your polling. What you have to have is a minimum number of donors. Whatever the number is, I don't even know what it is. Just say if it's 200,000.
What it was.
If it's 200,000, donors, then you get on. I don't know what the number is, but the thing is, you could have 200,000 people give you 50 cents, and
right.
You qualified to be on the debate. So by the time we get there, every one of them are going to have that many donors. They're going to be able to get on.
You think Spartacus will too?
Yeah, again, it's not you don't have to have a certain amount of money, just to have a certain number of donors. So you just go out
How
there.
many did the Republicans end up with? 17 in the primaries, and then it dropped down to about 12 after about a week or so.
It was 19 when they first started, yeah.
Right. It dropped pretty quickly.
Yeah. Chuck, we were just talking about Biden and why do you think Biden is doing so well, not polling everybody else. And Jerry was saying it's because the entire population has gone so far to the left, it makes Biden look centrist.
Right.
I think you're exactly right on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree with that a lot.
And he's not.
Even though he's a pervert and a pedophile, he still looks fairly normal for a Democrat.
He looks really old.
I hate to say it that way, but that's the rationalization, I think.
Doesn't he look old though?
Well, he's not that bad.
He looks like
He's only mostly evil.
He looks like he's aged
I don't
20
think-
years in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think he could hold up. I don't think he can hold up for a debate. I think
I want to see it happen.
I don't know. He's
He'd have to
he's
take a
bad.
nap.
He's bad, but I don't think he's as bad as Hillary was.
No.
Hillary, I mean, they had to prop her up just to get through a debate. Oh, it's just amazing to me. Hey, let's switch gears. I'd like to talk a little about and see what you guys think about all these anti-abortion bills, especially the one in Alabama today, outlawing abortion completely.
Yeah.
And it was signed by the governor earlier today, so it's law. What do you think, Jerry?
What's that? Well, I think that I tweeted it out. I said I think it should go nationwide.
Yeah, I think it's courageous myself. You know.
Well, they're gonna what they're doing is they're gonna try to push that Roe versus Wade.
Well, that's their stated goal. They actually said that. I mean, the Alabama did what they did. They didn't do a heartbeat bill. They did this so that it would take it to the Supreme Court. However, personally, I don't think John Roberts will side with the pro-life side when it comes down to it, and I have my doubts about Kavanaugh. I think it's going to be going to be a 6-3 vote. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know about that guy. No, I mean, I think I don't know. I don't know about him.
Chuck, you still there?
It's hard to say which way he'll go.
Kavanaugh has, in significant votes, has been 8 of them. He sided with the Democrats on 5 of the 8. He sided with the conservatives. He sided with the conservatives on 3 very insignificant ones. I think we lost Chuck.
Yeah,
Chuck, you out there? Hang on. Hang on. Chuck, you there?
I have to reboot.
Okay. You're there. Hey, we can hear you now.
Chuck reboot.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, we're here. Yeah, somehow.
Oh, good.
All you have to say is reboot. You don't actually have to.
Your
What
mic-
happened to me?
I don't know. Your mic got muted, but you're with us anyway.
That's another story.
So, Chuck, what do you think about
good.
the Alabama abortion bill, anti-abortion bill, whatever you want to call it?
Love it. Just love it. Just happy. I mean, that covers pretty much everything. Don't you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's.
I don't see any loopholes.
Well, I mean, there's no loopholes other than the Democrats think that abortion is in the Constitution, which we have clearly covered that it's not. But
Yeah.
I was just saying, I don't know if you could hear us, but I was just saying I don't trust Roberts or Kavanaugh to side
Yeah, I
side
agree.
with the Republicans. I just don't. I don't think they're gonna overturn Roe v. Wade. I just don't see it happening.
Well, I
Well,
don't
by
know.
then they might have another conservative judge in there, though.
They might.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it would be nice to replace
Ruth.
Yeah, Bader Ginsburg.
She's fun. But she is fun.
There's another one though. There's another one. Isn't there another one also that might be pretty close to being done?
Breyer's getting up there. Yep. And Ginsburg's definitely going to be the next one. I think Guinea's trying to hang on to the 2020 election, hoping that.
Right, but after that, I think she'll be done.
Yeah.
And then he'll get another replacement, and then we should be good to go for a long time.
Great.
Either that or
Somehow
she
the
will be
Democrats-
completely bionic by then.
Yeah, either that or by then the Democrats are gonna, try to increase the number of
Oh, that'll never happen.
judges in there.
Well,
You don't think so?
That'll never happen.
they can do it, but the thing is, if they do it with Trump in there, then Trump will just load it up with conservatives, which would be fine with me. I mean, I'd like a 15 judge court and win 11-4 on every case out there. I'm good with that.
Right.
they want to do it.
No, we're gonna stick to the Constitution, us.
Well, the number of judges, there's no number. When the Supreme Court started,
that's true. It wasn't even started at the beginning.
When the Supreme Court started, though, constitutionally, it doesn't specify how many judges are to sit. That's completely up to the Congress, so they can do. Well,
that would seem like a good thing for Congress to specify for once and for all, wouldn't it?
Well, it's changed.
We're going to have 9 judges. That's it.
Well, it's changed, and the reason is that's what I was going to say. When it started, there were 6, and you think, well, why would there be 6? Because what if you have a tie vote or
even number, right?
But the thing is, up until the Warren Court, the Supreme Court was first based in the basement of the Capitol building because it was so insignificant, which it should be. And secondly, because pretty much every vote was 6-0, because the Supreme Court is not supposed to invent laws like they do now. They're supposed to judge the constitutionality of a bill, and it should be either 6-0 or 0-6. Period. But we bastardized it thanks to Woodrow Wilson and mainly FDR. Have absolutely bastardized the Supreme Court and their function. And the worst thing was when FDR built them that big magnificent building, it elevated them, to a statue that simply the founders didn't want them to have. Period.
Well, all right. Well, let's go back to 6 and just remove 3 Democrats. Yeah. Seems simple to me. Yeah. Problem solved. Next.
Well, under Obama, the interesting thing is, under Obama had. I
wouldn't want to be under Obama.
Obama had more 9-0 votes against him than any president.
Yeah, he did.
And any presidents had in over 100 years.
Because he's unconstitutional.
Oh, he was way outside the Constitution. His entire administration.
Hey, speaking of unconstitutional, let's hit our last topic. Comey, Clapper, Russia.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that.
Comey and Clapper and dumbass, what's his name? Who's the other one that's just ridiculous? Brennan.
Brennan, yeah.
They're all having they're pointing fingers over who they think or they claim the dossier is, and then Comey's he's doing his own thing, trying to save his ass.
Yeah, they're about to roll.
Comey's doing the worst case. Oh yeah, this is going to be hilarious because they're all going to go down.
Yeah,
and they were all the co-conspirators. I mean, to be honest.
Yeah, they're definitely, and that's one of the reasons why the Democrats are absolutely trying to terrorize Barr, is because he knows he's actually he's going to do it. He assigned an attorney in Connecticut, and I love Andrew Wilcox. I was talking about today, and he and some Democrat called in, to talk about how if Barr goes after, Clinton and Comey and those guys, how it's unconstitutional. First of all, Andrew just laughed in his face, but the guy tried to say it's unconstitutional, and he said in the United States we don't go after the opposition, they lost. And Andrew's like, show me where in the Constitution it says, if you're the opposition and you broke a law, your slate gets wiped clean.
Right.
Because that's just the most ridiculous
thing I've ever
heard. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. If you break a law, I don't care who you are, you need to go down. Or otherwise, we have a multi-tiered justice
Otherwise,
system.
The laws don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But,
and Democrats want the latter.
Well, they've been practicing the latter with the media's help for 60 years now.
Oh, yeah. Well, this whole thing happened in the Obama administration with full complicity from the full administration, with full knowledge from the very top, as the 200 emails now show.
Yeah.
So, Comey and Clapper in Russia, and Russia, directly tied to Obama with Hillary and the other jerk I said.
Janet
Comey,
Lynch.
Comey, Clapper, yeah. And,
Brennan.
A.G. Lynch, right.
Brennan. Lynch.
These people all directly... You look at that picture of Obama's administration, they're all in there. Every one of those son of a bitches is complicit, directly from line order down.
Yep.
And
All right.
anyway, with all these emails coming to light that they thought would never come to light.
Yep.
Is there?
The dots are connecting very, very quickly and very specifically. And Barr, God bless his soul, and he may live to see this through, and if he does, he's going to be an American hero forever. For America, I mean, because this is a coup on America president, no question.
Yeah.
If he pulls this off, and he does he sets all these people, the guy he hired this week is a good one for this mission.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, if he does what he seems to be doing, and he's the Donald Trump of the FBI, and he actually does the job instead of worrying about what party he's in, this could be historic, man. I mean, there could be hangings right out in front of the Capitol building.
There should be.
Just like there was 100 years ago.
Yeah, well, I love, again, that Andrew Wilkow asked this guy, he said he used the Democrats' rhetoric against them. He said if Comey and Clapper and Brennan and Obama, if they all did something completely legal and within the Constitution, what do they have to hide? Why would they be worried about an investigation if what they did was legal and constitutional? Right. Why? Why would you be worried? What do you got to hide?
I'm waiting. How many people is Hillary going to suicide on this? I mean, because she has always refused to go down. I mean, she's been quite good at making people suicide, so that she never had to worry about her butt. But in this one, this goes all the way to the Big O. And, oh, by the way, Obama still sucks. But he really, I mean, what my prophetic little saying 12, 13 years ago or whatever it is now, he just keeps sucking more because the closer this comes to him, and this is so much bigger than Watergate ever was. Watergate was a little phone call. This is multi-pronged, involving two other countries. I mean, Britain's involved in this with MI6. And what's the other country? Up near Russia. Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Right?
Ukraine just turned over
Ukraine's up to their eyeballs in this thing.
Well, Ukraine just turned over a bunch of documents and recording that, from what I've heard, actually proves that Obama and all these people were involved in trying to get this information. So they actually colluded with a foreign government to try to affect the outcome of an election. Everything they accused Trump of doing, they are absolutely guilty of. And those people need to go to jail, period.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got a question. Jerry, is Dershey breaking up? Or is it my headphones that are breaking up?
No, for a while there, I couldn't hear either one of you.
Oh, really? All right. I just adjusted my headphone slot, because these USB slots, I've noticed they get a little loose over time. Yeah. And you start hearing
I think that's what happened to you earlier while you went out. Your microphone went out. But we're back.
Yeah. We're good. Let's see. So, I mean, we really got to spend a lot of time in our political part talking about this thing, because this coup, I mean, this is the first American coup, except, of course, for killing our presidents. But this is an actual coup to take down a president politically. And it was set up starting in, from what I've read, November 25th, 2015 is the earliest, or October 2015. Somewhere around there is where it started. And it took all this time and all this collaboration between all these organizations. It was the FBI, it was the CIA, it was MI6, it was the Ukraine, it was the Steele dossier being disseminated through McCain and through the Democrats and what's his face, the little troll round dude. He's involved in this up to his eyeballs too. Democrat leader House. He's on that panel.
Oh, Nader?
The Hatchet panel. What's it? Nadler.
Nadler.
Jerry Nadler. He's up to his eyeballs in this. So is the false
Schiff?
the stolen valor the stolen candidate Connecticut.
Oh yeah.
Jerk.
He is too. But Schiff too. Schiff should
You
be
know
going
what I'm
down.
talking.
Schiff could be in
And,
jail.
and Schiff's up. Schiff is scared. Man, that he just is letting his hand go, and Barnes as much just laugh because Schiff is like, "We have to stop this now. We have to hang Trump on a stick." And Barnes just going, "Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking."
I love what they were.
Because the more they.
I love Barr and the hearings where Nadler said, did you record your conversations? And Barr's like, yeah. Can we have those notes? No.
I love that.
Awesome.
You're like, no.
Can we have those notes? No. Why not?
Did you hear what? Did you hear what Barr did today? He saw Nancy in the Capitol building, and he walked up to her, shook her hand, and said, "Are you going to have me arrested?"
Really?
He did.
Nice.
He walked right up to her. I love that.
He's not afraid he's not afraid of these people at all. He's absolutely
Man, that's balls.
not afraid. I love it.
There's a guy that he has.
He said, quote unquote, he said, "Madam Speaker, did you bring your handcuffs?"
What'd you say, Jerry?
Well, I just said neither is the guy that he's got working under him now.
All right, he's not afraid.
I
either.
can't remember his name offhand.
Oh, right.
No, not at all.
Oh, yeah.
He's a dog.
I love this. There's some people that actually believe in justice instead of politics. And God, if this is true and it actually happens, America still has hope. Because if it doesn't...
Yeah. We got to put the blindfold back on. We got to put the blindfold back on Lady Justice, because for 8 years under Obama, she was peeking out from under the blindfold and skewing the system. It really hurt our country.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, the FBI should never be corrupt. When it is, it can take down a presidency, as it almost proved.
Almost did. And if Hillary had been elected, we'd have never known about any of this.
Right. And if Trump hadn't been as smart as he is, he and Ted Cruz wouldn't have realized that they were both being spied on. And they probably talked about it themselves in the primaries, because they knew at that point, both of them knew they were being spied on.
Yeah.
So they probably had closed-door meetings between themselves talking about the spying. So this probably grew quickly, in 2016, sorry.
Well, I hope we get some indictments. Again.
I mean, a lot of people are really like, this will never happen. Our government's too corrupt.
I'm one of them.
I know you are.
You know that.
No, but I think with Barr though, he's not part of that. He's different.
Who's the guy that went after the Chicago mob in the FBI? I can't think of it, but he's a badass. Yeah. He went after the mob in Chicago
Jake
and
Gordon
broke the mob.
Liddy?
No, back Liddy? In the 30s.
It wasn't Liddy?
I'll look it up. FBI, 1930s. Boink. Hit the microphone, Chuck. What What FBI director, isn't it?
Oh,
Not. It wasn't. No, it was before Hoover.
I can't come up
remember
with
his
it.
name. Yeah, broke the mob. I'll just
But
say
Barr's
broke the mob.
Barr's kind of like that. He's not part of that gang. He's not like a Washington type of guy.
Right. No,
I think
definitely not.
He's law and order type of guy.
Well, I think
Right.
Barr, just like Trump, doesn't need this. He doesn't need the job.
Right.
He doesn't care if he loses it tomorrow. It's not going to change his life. Just like if Trump loses the election, it's not going to change Trump's life at all. But
Right.
I think that's what it is. I mean, neither one of them care. They've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And again, I think it needs to be done before the 2020 election. Because if we don't put a stop to this and put people in jail, it's just going to happen again. Next Democrat that is president, just going to do the same thing, and we're going to turn into a banana republic overnight.
Right.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, we're so close. If they hadn't caught this, it would be over, man. Our only recourse would have been civil war, and we talked about that.
Yeah. There's
How much choice was there really if the government was no longer trustworthy?
Well, you may have that anyway, Chuck. There's a poll that I saw. I think it was Monday. It showed that 30% of the Democrats and about 18% of Republicans say that the opposite side is not human, and that the country would be better off if massive people on the opposite side were killed. When we start talking that and looking that way, where the other side's not human,
Yeah, that's not good.
it's not good. We're going the wrong way.
That's not helpful at all. Well, the
That
only
would
good
get
thing
rid of a
about
lot
it
of
is that,
Democrats, though.
well, I was gonna say it's gonna be like a two hit fight. I hit you, you hit the ground. And that's us versus the Democrats. I mean, a civil war would never happen. I mean, we're power wise, there's just no comparison.
I don't know, Chuck. I never say never, because you don't know. I mean, and especially
The more
if
they keep pushing.
especially if the Democrats succeed in eliminating the Electoral College, then I think the only solution is gonna be a civil war.
Well, yeah.
It's
Yep.
just-
Well, that'll never happen, though.
Again, I'm never going to say never, man. There's
Let's
a
say, hey,
lot of things, Chuck. 10 years ago, I would have said, we're never going to have a state that's going to allow abortion up to the day before a child gets born. And we're never going to have a state that says, well, if a child's born and it was supposed to be aborted, then we're just going to let him sit there and die. And now we have 2 states to do that.
Right, that's
So,
sick.
So
I hate that. That just makes me utterly sick. It just. Oof. Hey, did you guys hear the story? I showed Lisa this earlier, and she was even surprised at this one. You remember hearing about that first female Muslim judge up in New York?
No, I didn't know.
It wasn't even that long ago. She got appointed by Obama, I think it was, at the end of his presidency. She got found floating in the Hudson River.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. I was like, what? I was like, she pissed somebody off.
Did she have something on Hillary or Bill?
It's not funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's really not a good thing at all, you know? But I mean, I don't even think it would have been. It probably would have been political why they would have killed her.
So I was saying, did she have something on Bill or Hillary?
That, you know what? That you're the 5th or 6th person that said to me.
Well, I'm sorry, but
You don't know.
people who have dirt on the Clintons end up dead. I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah, they shoot themselves
Yep.
in the back of the head.
Yeah, exactly. Amazingly, yeah. So
Crazy.
all right, guys. Well, it's 2 hours into the show. Chuck's voice.
Are we?
Chuck's voice is tired. I'm very, very tired.
Actually, my voice has gotten a lot better since
It
the
has.
beginning of the
Yeah,
show.
once you started laughing, you actually got better. But Dersh is tired.
I know when I got laughing, I got all the crap up. So Lisa's theory that Chuck, shut up, Chuck. It's actually healthier for Chuck to keep talking.
Keep laughing at least.
You hear Lisa in the
Yeah.
background.
No, it's only healthier for you to laugh, not to talk.
All right, you guys. I love you guys.
I love you too. Thanks for calling, Jerry. Man, we always love talking to you. You need to call in more often. You got to figure out a way to call in on Tuesdays too, and get you and Mark in there.
I sent them the link and everything, and I told them you guys are also on that. Was it Cloud?
Cloud Hub.
Yeah,
Cloud
and I
Hub, yeah.
told them about that too. So
Cool.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
he's
and please spread the word over on Twitter for us.
Yeah.
I try.
Make sure to
But
give
they're-
Jack a big wet kiss for me, okay?
Yeah, I like to give him a fist in the mouth, but
Yeah, you like to give him a kiss, right,
You know.
Jerry? A five
Yeah.
knuckle kiss.
5-knuckle kiss. There you go.
That's kind of what I was saying there.
Yeah, it's getting. I think it's getting worse before the 2020 elections. You know,
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
gonna,
it's gonna
he's
go.
gonna clear all
you
the
won't
conservatives
see any
out.
of us on there.
Nope. Yeah, they'll
They
be
mostly
gone.
are now.
Facebook will clear them out.
Most.
YouTube will shut them down. Yeah, absolutely.
And they are.
They're not going to have any opposition on any of those
Well,
social networks.
Well,
the
but the funny thing is, everybody's doing what we've done. We've just migrated elsewhere.
Yep.
We're not going away. We'll just change our address. And we're not going to stop being loud. We're just going to change where we do it.
Oh, all right.
People aren't giving up like they hoped.
Yep.
Anyway,
No.
Well, I'm yawning.
done talking.
I'm yawning. So, Chuck,
Hey,
I'm just going to remind
you can
everybody.
always say, "Shut up, Chuck."
I'm just going to remind everybody who's still out there or listening to this later that you can find Chuck and I every Tuesday night, unless Chuck is sick or I'm in the hospital, on YouTube. Search for Truth is Free, all one word, Truth is Free. You will find the right side of politics with Chuck and Dersh. Hopefully you'll find Jerry there eventually, and maybe Mark, our other friend from up north. Love talking to you guys. We'll see everybody next week right here on the Chuck and Lisa Show, which is every Wednesday at 9:30 here on YouTube and patriotjournalists.com/Chuck and Lisa. Love talking to you guys tonight. You guys have a good one. We'll chat later. Love you, Chuck. Love you, Jerry. You guys take it easy.
Good night.
Good night.
You too.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Thanks for
Night.
listening.